Brother, would you spare me some of your oats? No, brother, these are my oats. You must gather your own. Brother, have mercy. I'm one of your own, your flesh and blood. Oats are fleeting, but the bonds of family will bind us forever, so consider once more, I beg you. Brother, let me tell you something. Many a day I have lumbered here by this fence and looked at this world. These fences which border this small plot of mud seem to be the edges of the earth, but I have gazed many beyond the fence. I have watched the hills of green and the tall, slim, terrifying figures who lurk and haunt the strange barn on the far side of the hill, who appear as specters as the sun rises at the break of day and refill the oats, and float away without a word. Often I wonder why we are not like them, why we cannot give ourselves the oats, why we are limited and chained down by the girth of our bodies and the uselessness of our hooves. And indeed, for many years, this sad truth that forever we would be trapped in this shallow frame, alone, and without purpose or direction, banished forever to wallow in our own filth, this depressed me. But yesterday I realized something. Who are we to be ungrateful for existence in the first place? Who are we to say that this life is not good enough? Instead of oblivion, we have the warmth of the sun and the coolness of the soil. We have fair conversations and a good night's sleep. Who am I to say that these simple comforts are no better than death? Should we not smile like the sun and bask in our happiness as the sunlight warms the soil without question or thank? So brother, let us share these oats and smile and frolic as much as our girth might let us. Let us see this pen not as a prison or hell, but as a palace in which we might enjoy the best our existence has to offer. Give me some oats, brother, and let us dine together. I love you. You fat ham, leave your rhetoric to a less gluttonous soul. Oh brother, why hath you abandoned me in my time of need? After so many years of admiring you, loving you, worshipping you. But in the end, is there no reward? Was all my life done in vain? I only desired oats, a measly foodstuff, hardly greedy, hardly selfish. I gave you portions of oats when you were hungry or sad or angry at the world. I felt your emotions too. I could feel the pain you felt and wished to ease it. But when you thanked me, I felt lighter, like the weight of my grotesque figure had been lifted for just a moment, and my dull animalistic eyes would brighten with happiness just from your simple words of gratitude. For all these years of my life, I believed we held an inseparable bond. I believed when I had loved you that you loved me back with all your heart. Is that not what brothers ought to do? Why must I be cursed with this love for you and desire for oats? Even now, I cannot stop loving you, and I cannot stop my hunger for the oats. But that hunger, that unfathomable and unfulfillable hunger, will be with me forever. The hunger will loom over me and consume me for all the years of my life. That is the future you have forced me to resign to, brother, but I do not hate you. I do not blame you. I could never hate you, my brother, who I have loved for all my life. I understand that what you did was beyond your control. Want overflowed within you and took control. Now you have become a lifeless husk with an unending desire for oats. I could never end it, brother. I will never have the strength to strike you down and take my rightful oats, because I have loved you far too much. I can only beg from here into your now deafened ears. You have been blinded by a lust for oats, brother. I will pray that you will see again one day. When that day comes, I will forgive you, brother, no matter how long you shall forsake me to this ruining hunger for oats. I will ask once again, no matter how futile it is, I will always ask of you. May I have some oats, brother? Brother, please, I beg of you, see me with your eyes. Do you not see the face of your beloved brother who has always been by your side? Listen to my words, my plea. Don't you remember the days we spent frolicking in the mud and eating our oats together as companions? Don't you remember when we huddled for warmth in the cold, harsh winters? Don't you remember when I shared my oats with you? Don't you remember when I comforted you? Don't you remember the love that I showered you with every day, every week, every month, and every year of our shared lives? How could you forget me, brother? Have you really doomed me to this meaningless existence, so vapid and empty? Is there truly no remorse left in you? I ask you, please, remember just one thing at least. It could be anything. It could be the most meaningless moment of your life. But so long as it is a memory of a time when we were once brothers, I would feel a great relief. Could you do that at least? I do not require oats anymore. You may have all the oats you want for the rest of your life, and I will happily starve to death in my dark corner, so long as you remember anything. Please, brother, how many times must I ask you with no result? Do you wish me to waste my life away? Do you never love me at all, brother? Did you despise me so much that you wish to imprison me to this hellish, inescapable reality? Grant me mercy, brother, and tell me, why have you done this? Was it really just the oats? Or was it something deeper, more vile and cruel? Something worse than gluttony and greed? What was it, brother, that tore you away from me? I am not to blame for that defect of your mind, brother, giving oats to the oatless. Now you pressure me, as if I might suffer the same in my soul. Brother, there is no mercy for the oatless. I do not even hear them. For you, brother, I answer only as to settle accounts, and, in filling that final fraternal debt, I release you forever to your oatless existence. All I hear now is that heavenly stirring of oats in those stomachs of beasts more full than mine. The heights I must climb, the girth I must grow. I do not know you, dear brother. Had I one who ever loved me, that brother would have tore his shrinking belly open and let me feast before begging for my share. There is much eating to be done. I must play catch-up with destiny. Do not pester me further, brother. Every word I speak is an oat I spill. Then I perish. I am overwhelmed with troubles, and my life draws near to death. I am counted among those who go down to the slaughterhouse. I am one without oats. I am set apart with the dead, like the slain who lie on the farmer's plate, whom remember no more, or are cut off from your sty. You have sent me to the farthest food trough, in the darkest depths of the barn. Your wrath lies heavily on me. You have overwhelmed me with all your cruelties. You have taken from me my closest friends and have made me repulsive to them. I am confined and I cannot escape. My eyes are dim with grief. I call to you, brother, every day. I point out my snout to you. Will you love me when I'm in the grave, be faithful after my destruction? But I cry to you for help, brother. In the morning my supplication comes before you. Why, brother, do you reject me and hide your face from me? From my youth I have starved and been close to death. I have borne your scorn and am in despair. Your wrath has swept over me. Your callousness has destroyed me. You have taken from me the oats and slop. Darkness is my closest friend. And so you perish. Every word I speak is an oat I spill. I repeat as I eat to ward off ill will. Why then do my tears run into this grout, salting the sweet oats while filling me out? The tastier the trough, the worse it stales, without good brothers who have earned their shares. Against nature my heart wants to rebel. Does this sweet cane make you of an Abel? Will I know, unable to verbalize, which muddy patch you'll lifeless fertilize? Yet a life must end that mine might ascend to size and shapes which the largest contend. Destiny is a troubling swallow. A stomach full never felt so hollow. A mouthful never drew me to wallow in such horrible fraternal sorrow. I cannot bear your gaze. Go on, journey. I'll wear a stone face, choking on your gurney. Call out to me always if you so wish, to the pig-faced glutton slurping next dish, loathing himself as your cause to perish, but never enough to share such delish. Goodbye, brother.